The three blind mice have invited the building community to take part in a 4x4 challenge. I had this Hot Wheels 2019 Ford Ranger Raptor casting, and I have to say, that's a damn good looking truck. I just really like the paint scheme on this. There aren't many castings that are safe in my hands. I don't really collect these. It's a hobby for me of doing things to them. That's the hobby for me. So I thought, well, I think what I'll do is I'll just raise this one, and I'm not going to change the paint. I thought I'd jack it up, you know. You see it has a front and back post there, plastic interior but metal body. That back post, as you'll see, is exceptionally short. So I had to be very careful with that when I was drilling it out. Drilled it very shortly, but anyhow, I resin printed some lift kits, for lack of a better way of putting it, that I thought I'd put on here, and well, I decided that they just weren't working, and I should use the KISS approach to this. So that's what I decided to do. I'm getting rid of the Hot Wheels logos using the dry erase marker approach, which has always worked really well for me. I'm keeping that paint scheme. I really like it. There's no other way to say it. There's no way I'm going to change that. So I thought, well, let me just keep this truck basic. I'll add some details to it, which I do, and make it look a little more realistic. Put the Ford logo on the back. I used some blue paint to do that. I've got a bunch of these different Gundam markers, and they come in really handy for that kind of thing. So that's all this is going to be. This is going to be just kind of a quickie build that man, anybody can really do this, pretty quickly, easily. It's nothing fancy. Took some Gundam markers and some Sharpies. I took the silver Sharpie, and as you can see, did the headlights and the brake lights. Those I will put red over. I did outline the brake light and the tailgate there with the black Gundam fine line marker. Used silver paint to paint in the mirrors, as you can see there. And I just kept this a very basic build. That basically the very bottom piece of the casting, a lot of it's hidden anyway because of like a midsection, but that part was gray, and I thought, well, all I want is the skid plate on the front of that to be that metallic silver. So I just masked that front off, shot the back half of it, the unmasked part that you're going to see here in a second, with semi-gloss flat black, or semi-gloss black, not flat black. And that's all I did to that part. I did add some details later with the silver Sharpie as well. But something I haven't done for a little while that I love doing, I've done it way too many times. I did it way too many times in a row. To the point that people were commenting on it. That it's almost like it was a Silva characteristic. So I haven't done it for a little while, but damn it, it's time for red inserts on the seats. The glass on this Raptor is tinted, so you can't see these seats as clearly as I would hope, but you are able to see the red inserts in the finished product anyway. I got to do 4 seats this time because I also had the back seats. After I paint those off camera, I do go over the edges with a toothpick to make the lines nice and crisp. That's a little tough to do when you're just brushing it in that kind of a small area where you can pick off basically the excess a lot more easily once that paint's dry. It scratches right off. It comes off so easily, it's not funny. Now on the front, and you'll see it here a little more closely, I had used the silver, not silver Sharpie, but that was silver paint that I had done in those indicators there. It's almost like a fog light turn signal indicator combo from the look of pictures. So what I did is I just hit the turn signal light in the center of those. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. And it actually makes me want to possibly do headlights maybe in the same fashion in the future. Just maybe put like a little blue dot in the center. There you can see how the seats are the inserts are a little more crisp there. And then obviously I can't leave the taillights silver. So I go over those with the Tamiya Clear Red. That was previously the Tamiya Clear Orange that I used for the turn signal indicators. Fortunately, the brake lights here were pretty good sized. And so I could use this other kind of brush to do it. Typically I'll be using a toothpick to do this, but it would have taken a long time with a toothpick to cover that much area. And the nice thing about outlining those with the Gundam Fine Line marker, the black line, then when you put this red in, it looks even more crisp. And then it was time for the wheel swap, because naturally I had to do a wheel swap. I had these Scuderia 73 wheels that I got off eBay a while back. They're heavy speed. They have a variety of designs. This is the heavy speed set. And I used 4 large wheels from this set. And there's something about them that they've got a beadlock look to me. And I really wanted that for this. Because I just see this thing with beadlocks and I don't know, I see it with beadlocks, nitrous, and just ripping down the street or the strip. I did end up using the axles that Scuderia provides with those, but I don't glue on the little caps that they give you. I've tried it before. I fumble and bumble and drop them, and it's like trying to glue something to the tip of a pin. It's way too difficult for me. So I just, squeezed the ends with the fence pliers and called it a day. Once both ends were squeezed, you'll notice here it's like you see my left handle disappear because I'm grabbing those handles with both hands, squeezing really hard to crimp it. Some axles are easier than others. These were definitely a solid axle. So it took a little more effort. But there you see I have the both sets made and they fit well. These are large wheels and tires on here, so this thing isn't going to be going over any jumps or anything. It's not going to be that kind of 4x4. You're not going to take this out to the dunes and be just jumping all over the place. This is more like one of the captions in the video description or the announcement. Oh, hey, it's Gazi, Gazi, Gazi. What I was going to say was this is more of a street machine. As you can see, that glass is tinted already. And this is a new casting, so it's in great shape. But I still wanted to hit it with the Gazi. Just to give those that are still participating in the every time Gazi is said you take a shot activities. I wanted those people to get their Gazi fix. So that's basically it. Added some details. Did a wheel swap, and honestly, I'm pretty darn happy with the results. I know some of you may be disappointed that I didn't do a more involved build for this, but there's some builds that just grab you and you want to chop stuff up. And then there's builds like this one that hey, I kind of like this truck. I don't want to do too much damage to it. Again, that back post was so short. What I did, I used self-tapping screws on this first of all, but I had already put like a self-tapping screw in the back just to get it threaded as much as I could in the back. And then I took that screw back out and actually cut it way down. I just took the Knipex cutters that I have, chopped off. That thing's probably half the length. So it's probably about a 1/16 of an inch if I had to guess long. It's a very short screw, just enough to get a good bite back there. And it works. So, you know, it's not a super involved build, but dang it, I'm happy with it. So there you see where we started. And, you know, it's got the paint scheme, but again, there's like no details on this thing. So I had to change that. As nice as this looks, it had to ditch the Hot Wheels logo and just get some details added. And you know, this, if you're just starting out, this is a great way to start out too. You know, grab a casting you like, try throwing some details on it. Do a wheel swap. But I hope you like the results. I know, yeah, it started to roll off. This thing, you'll see it move back and forth a couple times on the turntable. It was driving me nuts. It was driving the camera nuts. It stayed fairly well focused in spite of all the movement. And in some of the glamour shots, you do get to see the seats inside. But everybody check out the other builds in the 3x event. I hope everybody had as much fun with theirs as I had with this simple little guy. And I'm sure we'll see some pretty wild stuff. The 3x Diecast channel will have a recap video of the builds. And here's this one. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you're not already a subscriber, please do subscribe. If you like this, give it a like. And I think it's the next picture where you get a really good shot. Nope. Wrong one. There you go. There you can see the inserts pretty well. Anyhow, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to my Patreon supporters. Everybody stay safe and healthy out there, and catch you in the next one.